Welcome back to the Fourth Liners podcast. We have a very special video for you guys today where Jake and I are going to be doing the NHL bracket challenge. We're going to be sharing a bracket and predicting with total accuracy, complete accuracy, which NHL team is going to be winning the Stanley Cup round by round. Are you excited?
Sir. Yes, sir. It's finally playoff time. Holy crap.
Oh, let's go, dude.
It's like it came by quick and it didn't at the same time, but we're finally here. We're going to predict who's winning, who's going to raise Lord Stanley that I have over by the left of me. It might be cut out. So, but we're finally going to share our opinions here. So definitely let us know what you guys think of our picks here. And, we'll try to not make it as biased as possible, but
yeah,
I mean, Bryce can't. So, it's just
no Canucks in this one. So obviously because we're sharing this bracket, it's going to be a little bit different than our predictions on the podcast because we're obviously going to have to, change up some things just so we both agree.
Yep.
But this is the official Fourth Liners bracket, so we have to agree. It's a mutual construction. So here we go.
Okay with that. I'll sign the contract.
Absolutely. So let's start with the East. So we got Florida, Boston. I think we both agreed in the podcast who we were taking there. I think that's clearly Boston. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Boston's been dominant all season, and I think it's a safe pick.
Yeah. Okay. So no cheap shot at Florida there, but that's a record-setting team unless there's a massive upset. And if Florida beats Boston, that's going to ruin 90% of people's brackets. So
like the playoffs of how it's going to go is going to change. It's going to change everything because everyone's probably having Boston winning, right? So I mean, they might not. It's happened before, right? So, but I think Boston's the clear favorite going into it. Yeah, Columbus.
Okay. Leafs Lightning, man. In the podcast, I said Lightning. You said Leafs. I'm willing to take the Leafs here. I think it's going to be a very close series, and I think it's Toronto's on paper is better. I picked Tampa Bay in the podcast because I'm just counting on the Leaf choke job. But I think
that's the thing.
I think we can both. I have no problem putting the Leafs through.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, it depends if the Leafs are going to continue to choke like they usually do, or their pieces that they got finally will get them over that hurdle of the first round. I think it might. I honestly, as a Leafs fan, I don't want to have hope.
I agree.
I think everyone's having a feeling this year, but I mean, no, they have it every year. But the moves that Dubas got made sense this year, and I think O'Reilly
should beat Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they should. On paper, they should.
They should. So I'm going to put the Leafs in there. Leafs versus Boston round 2. Oh, boy.
Man, that'd be a great series to watch, eh?
Yeah.
Boston versus Toronto second round. Jeez.
Yeah, that'd be pretty brutal.
I'm excited for that.
Carolina and the Islanders.
Okay, I know I said the Islanders on the podcast, but I'm going to go with Carolina. I just think they're a pretty strong team, even without Svechnikov. Yeah.
Much safer bet.
Oh, for
it's
sure.
It's going to be interesting to see if Sorokin can shut that series down. I think that's the Islanders' only hope there.
Yep.
I just think Carolina's a more dynamic team. They're going with Ranta tonight, so that's interesting.
Really?
He's played great all. Yeah. It's interesting. He's played great all year.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm still taking Carolina though. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Honestly, even without Svechnikov, they still have a lot of star players on the team.
Yeah,
and you can't forget about their decor too, right? With
their decor is so strong, and when you combine that with the Islanders' very limited offense, I mean. There's only one real line you have to shut down on an Islanders team, and that's the Horvat, Lee, and Barzal line. So,
for sure.
Carolina's defense can shut that line down. They should be able to feast on them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
New Jersey Devils, New York Rangers. Who we got?
See, I keep bouncing back between these two teams because, they're not similar, but they are at the same time. I think the Rangers have been in the position to win for a while now, and they made to the conference finals last year, so this might be the year that they do go on a run, but I do see them beating the New Jersey Devils based on experience with Kane and Tarasenko, the newest additions there, and even just Zibanejad who's unreal, and Panarin who's unreal, and even Philip Schiedel or whatever his name is unreal as well, and he's on their third line. So And they have Adam Fox and one of the best goalies in the league. Sturkin, probably number 2 in the league or number 1, close to it. So I have the Rangers going.
Yeah, the Devils are young and exciting. They're going to be contenders for years to come here, but it's not their time. The Rangers are ready now. You look at the top 6; it's one of the best top 6s I've ever seen. I got to pick the Rangers as well.
Yeah. It's just that's a clear choice. I mean, not really, but like the Devils are a good team. You just can't.
Oh, we're doing predict how many games each series. Okay, so hold on, let's do so 5 maybe, or do you think it's
honestly?
A sweep?
Let's call it a sweep. Let's call it a sweep. If Boston goes full force, the same thing as the regular season, they're gonna sweep them.
Okay, so Boston 4. I think this is a game 7.
Oh, that's definitely a game 7.
I think
repeat of last year.
I'm gonna say Carolina in 6.
That's safe. That's a good pick. Yeah.
And then New Jersey. See, this could go 7.
I think 7. I think it's safe to say 7. It could go 6 if one team has the advantage, but they're both really good teams with really good players. So 7 games is pretty fair.
Okay. Submit. All right, let's move over to the West, round 1. You got Colorado, Seattle.
I was thinking about it. And what if we see an upset? What if we see an upset this playoffs and the defending Stanley Cup team gets bumped out in the first round? Do you agree with me?
It's possible, but is it safe? Is it safe for the bracket?
But the thing is, like, I want to take one chance. I mean, we could either take the chance with Winnipeg and Vegas, Edmonton, LA, but I think there's got to be like a surprise. You know what I mean? The East is pretty strong, but the West, it can be anyone that wins. You know what I mean? We've talked about this for the whole year, right? Of like how the West is so unpredictable because it's just so all over the place, right? It's not as strong as the East. So I feel like any team like Seattle has been impressive, right? They have 40 goal scorer Jared McCann. I don't know. They might have some pieces that can pull it out.
Colorado's missing Landeskog.
Yes.
The goaltending is questionable. I know Gorgiev's had a good year, but what's he made of, right?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's going to be a test for them, man. And what if they deal with injuries with Nichushkin again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's been injured so many times this season. It's insane.
All right, well, let's go Seattle then. Let's go Seattle.
You want to do Seattle? Screw it. It's happened before. It's happened before.
Done. It has.
No, man. No, I'm calling it right now. Seattle's winning the cup.
Dallas or Minnesota?
I like Dallas.
I like Dallas here too. It's a shame because I want Minnesota to do well. But
I just don't think they have the right pieces.
No, when you look at Dallas's lineup, it's really gross. And like Minnesota's a really good team. Like I said, I would have rather seen Minnesota up against like Vegas or something.
Yeah.
But Dallas, I think, is just so loaded. And we've said it a million times. Dallas is sneaky good. And it's becoming a bit of a joke here, but they are.
Well, their depth is getting good now, and that's how they probably lacked in previous years is their depth. Yeah. But I think they're starting to get that again.
Goaltending's there, like it's a very good team.
I think so too. So Dallas,
Winnipeg, I picked Dallas. Winnipeg, Vegas.
Honestly, I see. It's very tough for this one actually. I could honestly Winnipeg because Winnipeg was doing really good. Like, weren't they first in their division?
Yeah, they were division leaders. Had a really bad stretch the last couple months.
Yeah, and what if they could bring that back? You know what I mean? And Hellebuck's pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty confident more than Hellebuck than Jonathan Quick. Years ago, if you asked me about the series, I'd say, "Oh, Jonathan Quick's an elite goaltender."
Is Thompson hurt? Like he's not playing?
I don't think he's coming back. He might not come back for the first round. So it's a questionable. So
yeah, that's a big thing.
Well, it's either
Winnipeg's
Quick or Brissot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be Quick. I mean, Winnipeg has really good players. So does Vegas, obviously, but Vegas is just I don't know, man. Like they just
I know, they're not Eichel.
They're not very inspiring. No.
Mark
Stone's coming back, but like
but is he gonna really make a big impact after coming back right from injury?
I don't know.
They just feel like all over the place to me. And
Winnipeg, they are.
It seems like they've had their core for a very long time. And did they make any additions at the trade deadline? Oh, Nino Niederreiter. He might be a sneaky guy in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm leaning more towards Winnipeg. How are you feeling?
I'm okay with Winnipeg.
Me too. I'm okay with Winnipeg. We put a Canadian team going through the second round.
That's I think this one here, it's going to be another Canadian team.
I honestly, I've been bouncing back and forth just because I think LA took them to game 7 last year, but Edmonton's a better team than last year, especially with Ekholm, who's on fire, right? Like he's
Yeah.
doing amazing with Edmonton. So I pick Edmonton and McDavid, right? McDavid,
Yeah,
Draisaitl.
I pick Edmonton because McDavid, McDavid is probably tired of not winning, so
Yep.
he's going to turn it up in overdrive. You have so many good players in Edmonton. Is Evander Kane hurt? Is he not
No,
playing?
I'm pretty sure he's playing. He's playing.
Okay, yeah. For me, it's Edmonton. Quite easily
Yeah.
there.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so bonus round. Colorado, Seattle. How many games?
I think 7. I think 7.
7?
If Seattle's gonna win, they're gonna have to like really, really fight for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dallas, Minnesota. I would say 6.
Yeah, I was leaning between 5 and 6, but 6 is a good one. They're both good teams. So,
Winnipeg and how many?
Honestly, I think this is 7 games.
Think so?
Or do you think 6? Do you think 6?
I was gonna say maybe 6.
Maybe if it's pretty evident from the first few games that someone has the advantage. 6 probably then.
Edmonton, LA. I'm gonna say Edmonton 5.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty reasonable. I was gonna say 7, just considering last year, but now I'm thinking about it as, they're a lot better team than last year. So
yeah, okay. Second round, buddy. Back to the East.
All right,
You got
this is where it gets
Boston,
a little harder.
Boston, Toronto.
I know. I want to say Toronto, but are we being biased here? Or
I don't think you should say Toronto.
No, I think. I mean, as much as deep down, I want them to win.
Of course,
but it might be I think it's gonna be Boston. If it comes down to this, it might be Boston. I mean,
agree.
if they played Florida, they'd beat Florida. But Boston, I think Boston is going through just because of how good they are.
Don't know. I just don't know how you can count this team out until the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, true.
It's just they're the team you got to get through, and with how good they've been, I don't know.
Yep.
I'm gonna take Boston there.
Okay.
Carolina, New York.
New York. I just think New York's a stronger team. Just a stronger team in every aspect. Yeah. Every aspect, they just own them. All right. That's what I mean. I was gonna make a joke, but
Oh, good. Okay. So Dallas, Seattle.
Dallas. I think Dallas definitely does it. I think Seattle would maybe win one round, but I think that's about it. I think Dallas is a pretty strong team, especially with, you said, the goaltending. Definitely overpowers their goaltending.
Yeah, and so much deeper, so many more big goal scorers on Dallas.
Oh yeah,
veterans. Yep. Yeah, Dallas.
Yeah, and Ben and Seguin are having decent seasons this year too.
That's another big factor. That's another big factor. Okay, Winnipeg, Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Yeah, Edmonton.
They did it last year, and I think they can do it again. And Winnipeg's not the best team in the league, but they definitely can beat them with McDavid, Draisaitl, Kane. I think Campbell's starting to play a little better near the end of the season. So Dallas versus Edmonton. It's pretty good, actually. That's pretty cool.
That's a fun series. Okay, so back to Boston. Boston, New York. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Rangers. I don't know. I feel like this is where Boston fucks it up.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think this is where Boston fucks it up. Or,
I mean, I don't disagree. It's totally possible.
I just think the Rangers have dedicated themselves to winning the cup this year. And
it's cup or bust for them.
Yeah, exactly. So they're probably going to go full force, and Kane is there. I mean, I'm keep saying Kane and Tarasenko, but it's Patrick Kane and Tarasenko, right?
And Zibanejad and Panarin and Kreider and Trocheck and Fox and Lafreniere and Chittle and Shesterkin. It's a massive team. It's a massive team.
Crazy stacked team, right? And I don't know how you can't go with them to be a favorite for the Stanley Cup.
It's tough because Boston, a lot of good depth goal scoring. Lots of guys in between 10 and 20 goals, tons of guys. And then people are saying
Allmark, right? That's what you're thinking.
Allmark. Yeah. Allmark. It's just, can he hold up in a 7-game series against an onslaught from a top 6 as stacked as the Rangers? And I know Boston plays great defense, but how long can this hold up for? I think realistically, I wouldn't have a problem putting Boston through and having them win the cup, but
Yeah.
it's, I agree. Maybe this is
It's
where
very hard to do. To come from a
maybe this
winning
is where
President's Trophy winning season, it's hard to do. Colorado did it last year, but
yeah.
at the same time, it's hard to do, and a lot of teams have failed to do it, right?
If a
And
team is going to dethrone Boston, it's going to be New York. I
yeah,
agree.
for sure, or the Leafs, teach
Well,
their
we'll
own.
see. All right, Rangers in the final then. Dallas, Edmonton.
I want to pick Edmonton.
Me too.
I think McDavid needs to go to a Stanley Cup Finals, and they can't. And I think that the pieces that they got have made their team better. Stuart Skinner, we can't forget about him either. He's on fire, and I think he's trying
Had
to
a
prove
great year.
himself right now. He's trying to prove himself. He's like,
Had a
I'm the
great
number
year.
one here. Yeah. So
Edmonton. This is where the sneaky good stops.
yeah.
This is where the sneaky good ain't good enough.
Sneaky good stops here, but sneaky good maybe next year. So
That's
the
a cool
Oilers. All right, that's like
That-
that just reminds me of Messier, Gretzky.
That's
You know,
a 90s
like that.
final. That's a 90s final.
Has that happened before? Edmonton versus the Rangers?
No.
No. I mean, I think it'd be
don't
pretty
know.
historic. Like, Gretzky and Messier will be in the building for that.
Oh, this would be an absolutely historic Stanley Cup final.
Right?
I would love this final. Okay, well, who wins?
Oh, this is tough. This is really tough, actually. I'm kind of leaning towards Edmonton.
I'm leaning towards the Rangers.
I know, me too. I think I just want McDavid to get a cup. I
Me
think
too.
that's the main thing.
Me too, but I don't know. We've said the excuse has been we've said this whole time, like, look at that top six, look at that goaltending, look at the defense, like why we have them beating Boston,
Yeah, I was
Like-
just thinking that. I was like, if they could beat Boston, they could easily beat Edmonton.
It could go either way, but like if I had to pick between these two teams in a 7-game series, I'm gonna go with the Rangers, man.
Yeah, honestly, let's do it. The Rangers, I think about it, their core is a lot more in depth than the Oilers.
How many
So
goals?
I could definitely. I put around like 30 something goals.
How many games do you think the series will be?
Oh,
6 or 7?
yeah, around there, 6 or 7.
Okay, so 30
I
goals.
kind of forget
that
the
would be like-
regular.
that'd be like
amount.
5 goals a game. Let's say 32.
That's pretty apt. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable right there. 32 goals. I mean, sometimes it could be a lot less, sometimes it could be a lot more.
Yeah.
Just depends. It's so hard to tell. But I
Okay.
think that's our bracket. That's the
So-
Fourth Liners bracket.
Everybody take a look. We've got Boston making it to the second round or third round before being beaten by the Rangers. We have Toronto
Yep.
getting beaten by Boston in the second round. We have Carolina making it to the second round, but beaten by the Rangers. Rangers going to the Cup final. Seattle pulling off the upset against Colorado. I know, that's crazy. Second round against Dallas, where Dallas beats them. Winnipeg upsetting Vegas, but then getting beaten by Edmonton. Edmonton beating Dallas in the Western Conference Finals, and then obviously Edmonton losing to New York in the finals.
So
I
your
think
Stanley Cup champions are the New York Rangers.
And you heard it here first, okay?
And we're never wrong here at the Fourth Liners
We're taking some
podcast.
chances, dude. We took some
Yeah.
chances here. This bracket could be ruined, but if you pick
Watch it.
nobody
Watch it be
nobody wins by
perfect.
picking all favorites. Nobody wins by picking all favorites, okay?
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
gonna
that's what I
submit
did.
this.
Well, that's what I did in previous years, and I messed up every time. Wow.
Picks are in, boys.
Okay.
Picks are in.
There
Okay.
you go.
Well,
Honestly, I
just
think
wanna
that'd be a
say-
cool Stanley Cup final,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah, like we said, man, historic. And
Oh, for
Rangers
sure.
and Edmonton, so much culture, so much history.
Yes.
Big time players have played for both of those teams.
Oh yeah.
Like
for
the
sure.
same player. So just thank you guys so much for listening, so much for watching. I guess this isn't a podcast. This is a video.
Well,
Make sure you guys check out the full
podcast
episode. I mean, we could, I guess.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you want to hear the full episodes where we break down and go really in depth about things, have our hottest takes. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. Everything will be linked below. Jacob, do you have anything
YouTube.
you want to say?
Yeah.
Well, they're on YouTube.
Yeah, this is on YouTube right now, so check out our other videos on YouTube. I'm also trying to figure out if I should continue the franchise mode with the Vancouver Canucks or move on to a different team, as it's been so long and the rosters have changed. But look out for some more NHL content, because I'm down to do that, because I love playing NHL. I do it by myself every day, so
And you're done
look
school.
out for yeah, I'm done school, so I'm just gonna grind NHL for you guys, and maybe do be a pro series too, which would be pretty fun. And just look up some more YouTube videos too, and different series that we're gonna be thinking of and stewing up here. But yeah, like Bryce said, everything's linked below, and we really appreciate your support. We finally hit 30 followers on Spotify, which is pretty good for us, right?
Yeah.
And we're trying to get to 200 subscribers on YouTube. So if you guys can help us out with that, I know you guys are awesome anyways, even if we don't get there. But it'd be greatly appreciated if you could help us get there. Like this video, share this video. I mean, put the bell button on. I feel like we never tell them to do that. Just so you know when our videos are coming out.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. It just helps us out. And
subscribe.
Yeah, we do this because we love it. You know what I mean? So
just
hope
two
you
guys
guys
talking hockey. You know, it's a hockey.
Just two guys talking hockey. That's what I tell everyone. It's a conversation, you know.
All right.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Do everything we said to do at the end of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. That's it for me, Bryce. How about you?
No, we appreciate everything you guys do. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace, guys.